The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Welcome back to the Savage Nation. This is Jeff Kuhner from the Washington Times, sitting in for Michael Savage. 1-800-449-8255. Talking about hypocrisy. Talking about political mendacity. Lying. Absolute moral and ethical corruption on every level. In the last 4 to 5 days, the liberal media, led by the New York Times and CNN, have been going after Mitt Romney because supposedly he's got Swiss bank accounts, he's got accounts in Bermuda, and they're claiming that he's taken some of his investments and some of his money and he's, quote, offshored them or outsourced them. And so now the media is going after Mitt Romney, saying he's unpatriotic. God forbid he should have a Swiss bank account. It's not like liberals don't have bank accounts, Swiss bank accounts. No. It's not like George Soros, for example, doesn't have bank accounts all across the country. No. It's not like the Clintons don't have offshore bank accounts. No. It's only Mitt Romney that has offshore bank accounts. The President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, was then recently asked, what do you make of the fact of Romney's Swiss bank accounts and his accounts in Bermuda, and the fact that he will not disclose all of his tax returns going back 10, 15, 20 years? Here is what the president said in his own words. Boys, roll it.
Well, I think what's important if you are running for president is that the American people know who you are, what you've done, and that you're an open book. And, that's been true of every presidential candidate, dating back to Mr. Romney's father.
That you're an open book? Are you kidding me? When I heard that clip, I'm telling you, I started rolling on the ground. I couldn't help myself. This open book coming from Obama? This is the man who's kept his health records sealed, his college records sealed, his education records sealed, his transcripts sealed, his birth certificate. It's like pulling teeth to get him to show his birth certificate. This is the guy who lied about his ties to Saul Alinsky, who lied about his ties to Bill Ayers. Oh, no, Bill Ayers and we just sat on a few boards together. That's all. When, in fact, he started his political career by raising money in Bill Ayers' own apartment. This is the man who we have just found out, as Reverend Jeremiah Wright conceded publicly and on the record, spent not just 20 years in Reverend Jeremiah Wright's church, but as Wright himself has now admitted, Wright was his close, quote, spiritual and political advisor. As Wright said openly and on record, I helped guide his conversion from a Muslim background to black liberation theology. The same press corps that wouldn't look at his ties to Ayers or Bernadine Dorn or Jeremiah Wright, or his voting record when he was a state legislator in Illinois, or his record when he was a U.S. senator, all of that was airbrushed. All of that was swept under the rug. The 2 autobiographies he wrote, we now found out most of them contain lies, composite characters, fiction for at least about a year when he was a college student. All of that swept under the rug. His life wasn't an open book. His past wasn't an open book. Now when it comes to Mitt Romney, have you noticed? Now every journalist in the mainstream media, all of them now they're all Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. Now they all want the Pulitzer Prize. Suddenly now, it's Romney's financial background. It's where he has his accounts. It's his record as governor of Massachusetts. It's his record at Bain Capital. Whether he was heading Bain Capital or not, it doesn't matter. Anything Bain Capital did now, they're interested in. It's open season. Now it's his Mormon. Suddenly his religion. Have you noticed now, religion is important now. It wasn't under Barack Obama, but it's under, now when it comes to being a Mormon, very serious stuff now. Now, the New York Times sends one of the reporters down to go to Romney's church, talk to the people he went to church with. What do Mormons believe? What did Mitt Romney say in church? What were your impressions of Mitt Romney in church? I couldn't find one reporter in 2008 who would go down to Trinity United Church. You couldn't find one. Now they're looking at his college records. They're looking even when he was in high school, whether there was an incident where apparently he supposedly bullied a teen. They're even, I kid you not, they're even looking at whether he put his dog on the roof of a car when they did family trips. Is that considered animal abuse, dog abuse? That's how much now, no stone is being left unturned when it comes to Mitt Romney. But now, according to Barack Hussein Obama, no. Everything you've done has to be looked into. Everything. You have to be an open book. But when it came to him, well, hold on now. My family's off limits. My friends are off limits. My pastor is off limits. My political associations, it's all off limits. Everything is off limits when it came to him. The lies, the double standard, the hypocrisy, it's almost becoming obvious. It's, we are becoming the United Socialist States of America. We really are. We're becoming the USS of A. This reminds me of the old Soviet Union. I remember I used to go, my father defected from the Eastern Bloc. He fled with my mother, and we would often go back to visit family. And you watched his stuff on television, literally the citizens would laugh. The lies that came out of these communist leaders and their spokesmen. Just one lie after another. It's almost comedy. I'm looking at Barack Hussein Obama. Oh, your life has to be an open book. I'm laughing. You're kidding me, right? This man's brazenness, this man's deception, this man's ability to lie, and the fawning press corps that aid and abet him and advance his agenda at every turn knows no bounds. This is a man who is a wannabe dictator who will say and do anything to get reelected. And the question is, will Mitt Romney fight back? Will he take it to this man and wage a real political campaign, or does he think in his deluded mind that he can coast to victory? Because I got news for you, Mitt. I got news for you. They're going to come after you. The Obama boys will, the liberal media will, the Democratic surrogates will, and if you don't fight back, you're going to become the next Gordon Gekko. I'm telling you, you're going to become a real-life Gordon Gekko, the character from Wall Street. You're going to be so hated, nobody's going to want to pull the lever for you. Mitt, I'm telling you, it's time to fight back. Take Michael Savage's advice. Give Donald Trump a phone call. Call him up. Call him up. Call him up right now. Because he's going to tell you what I'm telling you. Fire your advisors, and when you get hit, you hit back twice as hard. That's how you win an election campaign, Mitt. Not by jet skiing off your home in New Hampshire or letting your wife do your fighting for you. That's just me. That's just one man's opinion.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.